Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Good evening. You're watching Oman News. First, the headlines. His Majesty Sultan Qaboos received credentials of a number of their excellencies, ambassadors of friendly countries accredited to the Sultanate. On behalf of His Majesty the Sultan, His Highness Syed Fahad bin Mahmoud Al Saeed receives His Excellency the Foreign Minister of Canada. The third Regional Cybersecurity Conference discusses strategies and plans to face cybersecurity threats and risks. And the Public Authority for Consumer Protection issued a decision to prohibit selling, marketing, exhibiting and distributing used tires and non-use expired tires. Those were the headlines. Now for the news in detail. His Majesty Sultan Qaboos received in Hisn al-Shamouk in the Vilayah of Mana this evening credentials of a number of Your Excellencies, the ambassadors of friendly countries accredited to the Sultanate. His Majesty received credentials of His Excellency Ivanas Christopher Felix, accredited non-resident ambassador to the Sultanate by His Excellency President Carlos Popoulos of Greece. His Majesty also received credentials of His Excellency Dr. Rashid Yahya Simouda, accredited non-resident ambassador to the Sultanate by His Excellency President Yoweri Museveni of Uganda. His Majesty then received credentials of His Excellency Antonio da Costa Fernandez, non-resident accredited ambassador to the Sultanate by His Excellency President Jose Eduardo dos Santos of Angola. His Majesty received credentials of His Excellency Rasim Shamsuddin Rida Yaev, non-resident accredited ambassador to the Sultanate by His Excellency President Ilham Haidira Aliyev of Azerbaijan, and His Majesty received credentials of His Excellency Dr. Carlos Moura, non-resident accredited ambassador to the Sultanate by His Excellency President Hus Mujica of Uruguay. During the sideline meetings, the ambassadors conveyed to His Majesty the Sultan greetings and best wishes of the leaders of their countries for His Majesty of good health, happiness and long life, and for the Omani people continuous progress and prosperity under His Majesty's wise leadership. The ambassadors expressed their great honor and delight to present their credentials to His Majesty, stressing their diligence to strengthen relations between their countries and the Sultanate in various spheres to serve joint interests of Omani and their country's people. His Majesty welcomed the ambassadors and thanked the leaders of their countries for their greetings and best wishes, stressing to their Excellencies, the ambassadors, that they will receive every support from His Majesty, the government and the Omani people to facilitate to carry out their mission. The credentials presentation ceremony was attended by His Excellency the Minister of Diwan of the Royal Court, His Excellency the Minister responsible for Foreign Affairs, His Excellency the Head of the Royal Protocols, the Commander of the Royal Guard of Oman and the military ADCs of His Majesty the Sultan. His Majesty Sultan Qaboos has sent a cable of greetings to Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II of the United Kingdom of Great Britain, Northern Ireland and head of the Commonwealth on her birthday. His Majesty the Sultan has received a cable of thanks from His Highness Sheikh Sabah Al Ahmed Al Jaber Al Sabah, Amir of the State of Kuwait, in reply to His Majesty's cable of condolences on the death of Sheikh Jaber Nasser Sabah and Nasser Al Sabah. On behalf of His Majesty Sultan Qaboos, His Highness Syed Fahad bin Mahmoud Al Saeed, Deputy Prime Minister for the Council of Ministers, received in his cabinet today His Excellency John Birt, Foreign Minister of Canada, who conveyed greetings of the Canadian leadership and best wishes to His Majesty the Sultan and the government of continuous success. His Highness welcomed the guest and his delegation and reviewed increasing relations, ways of strengthening cooperation and a number of issues and current developments in the regional and international arenas. The Canadian Foreign Minister expressed the importance of the visit for its advantages at exchange of views on various matters and strengthening mutual cooperation, stressing his country's appreciation for balanced policy adopted by the Sultanate in its relation with the countries of the world. He also praised results of his meetings with officials in the Sultanate, expressing his satisfaction for prospect of increasing relations between the Sultanate and Canada as well as mutual keenness to upgrade it. The meeting was attended by His Excellency Yusuf bin Alawi bin Abdullah, Minister responsible for Foreign Affairs. Strengthening relations between the Sultanate and Canada in Shura aspects were focus of talks between His Excellency Dr. Yahya bin Mahfoud Al-Mandari, Chairman of the State Council, and His Excellency John Burt, Foreign Minister of Canada, and his delegation. The Chairman of the State Council reviewed Shura progress in the Sultanate and importance of legal and monitoring responsibilities besides the development during the past period. On his part, the Canadian Foreign Minister confirmed his country's keenness to work with the Sultanate and to activate fields of existing cooperation, referring to deep relations between the two countries and attention paid to it at the level of both countries' leaderships. His Excellency John Burt, Foreign Minister of Canada, praised Sultanate's balanced policy towards various current issues that came when His Excellency Khalid bin Hilal Al Mauli, Chairman of the Shura Council, received the Canadian Foreign Minister and his delegation. The Chairman of the Shura Council welcomed the guests and hailed joint relations between the Sultanate and Canada. The guest was briefed on the Shura progress in the Sultanate and work mechanism of the Council. At the premises of Ministry of Defence, matters of mutual concern between the Sultanate and Canada were at the centre of talks of His Excellency Mohammed bin Nasser Al-Rasbi, Secretary General of the Ministry of Defence. When he received in his office today His Excellency John Burt, Foreign Minister of Canada, and his delegation. They also had cordial talks and exchanged points of views on a number of spheres. Activities of the Third Regional Cybersecurity Conference was launched today under the auspices of His Excellency Yusuf bin Alawi bin Abdullah, Minister responsible for Foreign Affairs, who stressed that the Sultanate welcomes the cooperation to protect interests run by e-methods from violations and crimes, as the Sultanate is the regional center for this technology. It discussed what related to build strategies and plans to face cybersecurity threats and risks. It also covers the topics of protecting infrastructure, establishments, and vital industry sectors. Dr. Saleh bin Sultan Al-Rizaki, Chief Executive Officer of Information Technology Authority, said in a speech that based on statistics issued by Cyber Security Specialized Symantec Company during the last 2 years, the losses caused by cybercrimes are estimated $110 billion annually, while 556 million individuals are the victims of cybercrimes annually. More than 250 experts and specialists in cybersecurity from around the world took part in the event. The Omani news agency ONA said that its official site was hacked and incorrect news items were published through it, which contradicted with the agency's credibility and its policy. ONA reiterates that what had happened of hacking was out of its will, and investigation is underway to track who infiltrated the website and to find out motives that stood behind it. Oman News Agency, as it apologizes, it confirms continuation of transmitting news items in line with Sultanate's approach of credibility, seeking accuracy and mutual respect with brotherly and friendly countries and different countries of the world. The Board of Directors of Public Administrative Institute held meetings in which it discussed the drafts of its laws and organization guide, as well as qualifying training plan. They also touched upon the project of digital transformation plan from 2013 to 2017 of the Institute, conducted by its specialists in cooperation with Information Technology Authority. It was presided over by His Excellency Sheikh Khalid bin Umar Al Marhoun, Minister of Civil Service and Chairman of the Institute Board of Directors. The Public Authority for Consumer Protection issued a decision to prohibit selling, marketing, exhibiting and distributing used tires of all types and sizes. It also prohibited selling, exhibiting, distributing unused tires which manufactured date exceed 24 months for passenger cars, buses and light trucks, and 30 months for heavy trucks. It also stipulated that consumer should be given warranty documents of no less than 1 year from the date of purchasing. The warranty is also applicable for tires attached to new and used cars put up for sale. It is necessity that purchase bill should include the details regarding manufacturing country, production date, type of tire and the degree of heat endurance. The Public Authority for Consumer Protection said it is keen to provide safety and protection to consumers, especially after the increase in traffic accidents caused by use in expired tires. Still to come in our news bulletin. 100 job opportunities and scholarships will be provided for graduates international exhibition for higher education on 22nd of April. Welcome back to the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. Major General Salim bin Musallam Katan, commander of the National Defense College, received at Beit al-Falaj Camp National Defense College delegation of Sudan headed by Major General Engineer Abu Ubaidah Ahmed Mohammed Al-Hassan Al-Amin, Chief of National Defense College. During the meeting, they exchanged points of view in training and academic fields between both countries. They also reviewed topics related to scientific curricula and education level, followed by National Defense College. A delegation from National Defense College in Sudan visited today morning the College of Command and Staff at Beit al-Falaj Camp. They were briefed about the College of Command and Staff and got acquainted with general curriculum in qualifying and training in addition to its content of study halls and modern information technologies. They also reviewed e-connecting system at the libraries of Sultan's armed forces and providing information process besides what the library included of military and cultural references which help students at the college to benefit from them according to their study courses. In order to highlight the abstract type of artistic scene to contribute in opening the opportunities for artistic exhibitions with different thoughts and abstract photography exhibition was inaugurated at Photography Society. The exhibition showcased 36 pictures inspired by old Omani architecture from different areas in the Sultanate. The photos express humanitarian attitude by showing features surrounding human in the environment. The Governorate of Bahrain held a ceremony to celebrate Food Safety Week. Among the activities was Food Safety Seminar. It discussed a number of topics, namely food contamination and poisoning, as well as ways of prevention. Many specialists took part in the event while stressing on relations between human health and food safety. The accompanying exhibition included a number of awareness sections with the participation of government bodies in addition to private section foodstuff companies. It presented useful information on preserving food to keep it healthy and safe. The Governorate of Musandam celebrated Food Safety Week. Among the activities were awareness exhibitions and sessions on requirements of food safety. A seminar was also held to shed light on significance of preserving food while making sure it's safe for consumption. Some activities targeted school students in the Governorate to distribute awareness pamphlets and bulletins while organizing inspection campaigns on commercial markets. 100 job opportunities and scholarships will be provided for graduates from 140 universities and educational institutions in 20 countries, which will participate at the International Exhibition for Higher Education, due to be inaugurated on 22nd of April. This was announced by the Ministry of Higher Education at press conference today. His Excellency Dr. Abdullah bin Mohammed Tassarmi, Undersecretary of the Ministry of Higher Education, said in a statement that the absorbing capacity of higher education institutions and availability of funds were two main reasons which the ministry depends on to increase admitted to universities. He also added that this year the ministry announced about 32,000 educational opportunities. Now for the general weather forecast. Clear skies will prevail over the Sultanate and chances of low clouds and fog late at night and early morning over parts of governorates of South Sharqiya, Wusta and the coastal areas overlooking the Sea of Oman. Winds along the southeastern coast of Sea of Oman will be southwesterly light to moderate, while it will be northeasterly light to moderate along the rest of the Sultanate. Seas along the southeastern coast will be rough with a maximum wave height of 2.5 meters, and it will be slight along the rest of the coast with a maximum wave height of 1.25 meters. This is the Sultanate of Oman television. Before we enter tonight's bulletin, here are the main points once again. His Majesty Sultan Qaboos received credentials of a number of Your Excellencies ambassadors of friendly countries accredited to the Sultanate. On behalf of His Majesty the Sultan, His Highness Sayyid Fahad bin Mahmoud Al Said received His Excellency the Foreign Minister of Canada. The third Regional Cybersecurity Conference discusses strategies and plans to face cybersecurity threats and risks. And the Public Authority for Consumer Protection issued the decision to prohibit selling, marketing, exhibiting and distributing used tires and unused expired tires. With that, we come to the end of tonight's news bulletin. From all of us here at the newsroom and the studio, thank you for watching and good night.